This is the Veteran Sherman version 2. And yes, I might be late to the party, but the party is still going on. Woo! Jesus, this thing is fast. All right, let's do the fastest acceleration I can without face planting and destroying my camera. 1, 2, 3, go. Whoa! Jesus. Yeah. Oh. No faster than that. Whew. Wow. Now, the Veteran Sherman used to be the world's fastest EUC until being recently dethroned. But just because it's not the world's fastest doesn't mean it's not freaking awesome. Some quick specs: it weighs about 80 pounds. It's got a 20-inch tire. Advertised max speed is 72 kilometers an hour, but you could probably go faster if you're brave enough. This particular one has the 3,200 watt hour 24S 10P battery. Yes, 240 freaking cells, but the new Veteran Sherman Max, which replaces this one, is 3,600 watt hours. And they cost about 5,000 Canadian pesos. You can buy one at EVs using my coupon code LANDO_cycle. If you've been following my channel, you're probably wondering why I'm on a Sherman and not a V11 after I said it was the best all-around EUC. Well, there's a couple reasons. First reason is because I live in a place called Kamloops, and it's a very driver-friendly place. It's not super bike-friendly, so on the V11 I was just basically riding tilt-back the entire way here. You know, the V11 in the city is still great because, I mean, it's kind of hard to go 50 in the city anyways. But yeah, the Sherman, I can go faster here. On the road, people aren't like trying to push me off the road because I'm too slow. So it's just a little bit safer for this particular situation. Another reason is because if I don't have wheels, I can't talk about anything on this channel. So, you know, gotta keep the wheels coming. The 20-inch tire is nice, but it still doesn't replace suspension. I do miss it. But the one cool thing with no suspension is this Sherman really isn't that much bigger. In fact, it's probably the same size as the V11. Here's some comparisons. It's like when I bring them in restaurants, like the V11 and this, and you know, shopping, all that kind of stuff. Man, they're like almost the same size, but you get way more speed and range out of the Sherman. So yes, I do miss suspension, but if I were to get a suspension Sherman, it'd be way the hell bigger. So kind of cool. I have had to change my riding style going to the Sherman. You know, it has no suspension. Once again, it's got the lower pedals. It's more prone to, you know, pedal scraping, catching a pedal. There's also a problem where you can bend the bottom of the frame if you're a curb kind of person. So I basically ride this thing way differently. It's not a stair beast, you know what I mean? It's just kind of meant for hanging out on the ground. Now the screen on this thing kind of looks like a 1980s Casio watch. It's kind of embarrassing, but I mean, this is a utilitarian wheel. You got a utilitarian screen. It's nice though, it has a nice backlight, shows you all the information you really need, your battery, how fast you're going, your trip, you know, all that stuff. There is no app to program this like KingSong or InMotion. So all the programming is done through buttons. Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. It has some weird features though, like the tilt back and the beeping alarm is weird increments for some reason, like 56.8 kilometers, okay. I have mine set to 280 kilometers an hour on both, and yes, that's the speed I cruise at.
No, it's just because I have this set up on Darkness Bot, which actually connects Bluetooth to this. That's like the best app, I think. And I have it set to 75% motor load for the first alarm, and then 80% for the second alarm. And I have that hooked up to my comm system in my helmet. So I know when I'm, you know, pushing the power limits of this thing, I can back off. Honestly, that's super clear. You don't have to worry about the thing tilting back on you at high speeds. So I like it. But yeah, if you set these things to 280 kilometers an hour, you're probably not going to hear the beeps anyways. So get Darkness Bot, get some earbuds or a comm system, set it up to keep yourself safe so you don't overpower the thing. Headlight on this beast is awesome. I love that you can tilt it a little bit. It's cool because you couldn't do that on the V11. So when you're going up a hill, it kind of, on the V11, it was pointing down too much. And then when you're going down a hill, it was pointing up too much. This, I can kind of adjust it so I can always see what I need to see when I'm going up or down hills. Super handy. And the Superman tail light, I think is visible, more visible than any of the new ones lately. Haven't had a reason to put like a upgraded tail light on it. It's also cool too that they're just like these little 3.5 mil jacks if you do break them. So they're super easy to replace, which I do like. In the Emotion, you have to like take a crap ton of parts off to take the headlight off.
I hope I don't eat my words, but I think this is the heaviest wheel I can possibly handle. It's like 18 pounds more than the V11. The V11, I could kind of hoop it with one hand going upstairs. This is very much a two-handed wheel. Yeah, I've already like thrown my back out putting it in the trunk, so it's a chunky boy. Another thing that annoys me is it doesn't have a kill switch for some reason, so you have to turn the damn thing off even if you want to carry it up like 2 steps then turn it on again. Kind of annoying. And on that note of chunkiness, Bradley let me try a Veteran Abrams for about 4 hours at Evie's, and I've got to say, I now know what too big of a wheel feels like. That thing was like riding a horse. I tried it for a long time because I wanted to see if I could get used to it, because I can get used to any wheel. But that thing in like urban areas and trying to maneuver it around people and stuff sucked. Like obviously it was stable, but it just comes at such a cost, and the thing is so heavy. I remember I tried to put it up an escalator in a shopping mall, and the thing barely fit on the escalator, and I was worried the tire was gonna start spinning, which wouldn't have been good. So the Sherman for sure is a much more practical size in my opinion.
Now acceleration on this wheel is, I don't know, it kind of feels a bit like an 84 volt. I don't really notice the extra voltage, but this motor is turned for high speed. So if you really want a torquey Sherman, buy a Shermax. Once you're at a rolling speed, the power is actually there. It's really nice. What I like about having the higher speed motor in the city is I'm cruising at 50 kilometers an hour, 60 kilometers an hour. I know I have that extra headroom. Braking on this is, I don't know, it's not that great because it's not a torquey wheel, but with some sweet Clark pads put in the right way, you can really lean back and it's pretty good. I haven't ran into a situation where I couldn't brake fast enough yet, but do give yourself a little more distance with the Sherman, just because, yeah, it doesn't have like the super high torque Gotway kind of braking. It's not like the braking's bad, but just because it's a high speed wheel, it's not awesome, that's all.
I know a lot of people are putting Michelins on these, but I actually really like the stock tire. It's nice. I like that it still has some clawing when you're doing a little bit of off-roading or maybe hitting some soft dirt on the street. So I'm gonna keep it. The V12 high torque tire though, on the other hand, I hate that tire. My buddy had it and we both tried getting used to it for so long, and we ended up just swapping that tire. But yeah, this stock Kenda tire, I actually like. It's surprisingly good on the street, and yeah, if you do need to do a little bit of off-roading, it's got the grip.
The only downside to this tire, actually it might not even be a downside, it depends how you look at it. It's very loud. I actually kind of like that it's loud, because finally somebody hears me coming. You know, these things are so quiet that you sneak up on people and scare people, and I don't like scaring people. So having this with a bit of tire noise is actually good, but it's just something you should know. It does make a lot of noise. The trolley handle on this thing is awesome. Press a little button, lift it up, right? And it's great in stores. I take it shopping with me all the time. It's kind of my main runabout wheel. Yeah, super easy, handy trolley handle. It's in the center of gravity, which I like because like the S20, S22 handles in the front, kind of annoying. The pop-up handle with the V11 is like, it's fine. I liked it, but I actually kind of like having a more of a suitcase style handle. It's just easier to turn the wheel, I find. But yeah, trolley handle is awesome.
We can talk about off-roading, but I really don't think this wheel is a great off-road wheel. It's fine for trails, like groomed trails, stuff like that. But because of the low pedals, no suspension, and not a crazy amount of torque, I just don't think it's the best off-road wheel. So if you're doing mostly off-road, this probably isn't the wheel for you. This might come across as controversial, but I don't mean it to. I've taken every wheel apart I've owned numerous times, and I just found the Leaper Kim engineering to be simple and robust, but I think the tolerances on the InMotion are better. That's probably why I think InMotion is the only company that still offers an actual IP rating. I'm not saying InMotion wheels are better, but I'm just saying that I think the tolerances and like the part manufacturing is better on InMotion. The Leaper Kim stuff, it's fine, it's nice. It's just more simpler construction, I guess you could say.
I think every Sherman owner should have power pads. First reason is because it doesn't have suspension and you're going at high speeds, you can fly off this thing if you hit the wrong kind of a hole or a speed bump or something and you're not paying attention. The power pads will hook your feet in so you and the wheel still stay together when that happens. Highly, highly recommend getting some Clark pads. Another reason why is it almost acts a bit like suspension when you hit those, because these have a bit of flex, and I swear to God, it does kind of feel like suspension when your legs push against it. It kind of softens the impact a little bit for whatever reason I can't explain. Now, there's a lot of new riders that are getting into the sport right now and might want a Sherman or a Master. I still say don't do it, especially a Sherman. The reason why is you kind of need a little bit of wisdom for riding fast, especially on a non-suspension. When you start riding, you're gonna have oh shit moments. You're gonna start wobbling, and then you're gonna have to learn how to get out of those situations. You're gonna have people that jump out in front of you, you know, all of these unknown factors that when you get out into the world on these things, you have to learn. Learning those lessons at a slower speed is crucial to becoming a safe rider on these at high speeds. So yes, you can tell me that you've had a Sherman as your first wheel and everything's going great, and that's awesome. But I personally still don't recommend that. Go buy yourself an InMotion V10F, you know, on Marketplace or Craigslist. They're like $1,000 or under $1,000. Ride it for 1,000 kilometers, sell it, then you can start looking at a faster wheel.
Anyways, that's my review of the Veteran Sherman. I think it's the ultimate tool for eating up miles on the streets. It's not for everyone because you might not need the speed or the range. It sucks carrying up the stairs. So, you know, not for everyone. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get this to 1,000 on this channel. That would be sweet. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace.